Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today is Friday, the last training session of the week, and today I feel very fresh. I don't have any type of soreness. I do not feel fatigued. I feel very energized, and I think my body has just adapted to this training once again. And I feel so ready to go. I'm so excited for what's gonna happen in my trainings today. I'm not expecting anything like drastic or like phenomenal, but I want to have at least a decent to a great session. So if I will rate my training session out of 100, I would like to have at least 80 to 90. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get right into the workout. See you guys in the workout.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out. Inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see. Expectations, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. If I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to think, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits. You can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been finding ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know I'm not always strong. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been finding ways to get away, to see you again, see you again.
Alright guys, I've just finished my training and let's move on to the training reflection. And sorry about the background noise because there's some kind of like maintenance undergoing. I don't know if it's the upper floor or the lower floor, but there's a construction going on, so they're remodeling, so sorry about that. Anyway, so let's get right into the training reflection. Today it was pretty good. The planche felt really strong and my front lever was decent. I didn't do any touch front lever today, so the front lever itself, the raises and the holds were very light. I'm very satisfied with it. And for the planche presses, I did 3 reps of advanced tuck planche presses and they felt pretty light. Maybe I can add one more set, or maybe I can just increase the intensity. I'm not really sure about that. I'll try to think of it during the weekend. Besides that, I don't have anything else to say. The workout went pretty well today, so I'm very satisfied with it. So yeah, alright guys, so let's discuss about a topic, and the topic of today is gonna be morning trainings versus afternoon trainings versus evening trainings. So let's start off with the morning training. Preferably it's around 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. but this might be different for each individual, so it's not a standard, but preferably it's around 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and as you guys all know, I'm doing a morning training routine because I just like to get my training done in the first thing in the morning so that I don't have to think about training anymore throughout the day. So when training in the morning, you are in the most fresh state possible. You had a good sleep, and now after having a pre-workout snack, you can just start off your training. You won't feel really heavy unless you had a bad sleep quality or you ate a lot, you ate a ton the day before training, so that won't be a problem. And one of the advantages of training in the morning is that you don't have to really think about training throughout the day after you get the training done in the morning. But one thing that you have to consider is that since your body is not fully awakened yet, you have to make sure to warm up very correctly and precisely. Alright, so now let's talk about afternoon trainings. Preferably it's around 12 p.m. to maybe 4 or 5 p.m. So if you're training in the afternoon, maybe you might have had a small breakfast, like a light breakfast, or maybe you're still fasted. In the afternoon, your body is naturally more awakened and is ready to go. So you don't have to warm up as much as morning trainings. But that does not mean that you should skip warming up. That just means that you don't really have to warm up as much as morning trainings, but you still have to warm up specifically for your goals. Your energy levels are gonna be very high by afternoon, so it's easier to get your workout done. If you train in the park, maybe you can meet some people who are training in the afternoons and you can get a good workout done with them. And it's easier to meet people who train in the afternoon than people who train in the mornings. Now let's talk about the cons. If you're training a little late in the afternoon, maybe like 4 p.m. or later, and if you're consuming caffeine, this might cause you to have a bad sleep the next day, because generally it takes hours for your body to detox the caffeine in your body. And also some people might have food coma in the afternoon. This might cause your strength to drop, or it may be harder for you to activate a certain muscle, and it may also be harder for you to engage a certain body part. That's why some people take naps to regain their energy in the afternoon. Alright, so let's talk about evening trainings. Preferably it's around 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now, most people might train in the evenings because it's after your work or your school or after your whole day. Since you're training in the evening, after all your important daily tasks, you can focus on your training without having to think about going to school or university or work, etc. Your physical performance can be at its peak. Your core temperature, blood flow, and muscle elasticity is at its peak. Also, after your training, it's easier to get a fuller muscle pump because now your body is full of glycogen and your body is hydrated throughout the day. Now let's talk about the cons. The cons are that after your training, you're gonna be at your peak in adrenaline. And if your adrenaline is at its peak, then it's really hard for you to fall asleep. And also, for those of you who consume caffeine before training, if you took caffeine before your evening training session, then if you're trying to go to sleep after your training, then it might be harder for you to get a good quality sleep. And also, if you train in the gym, usually the evening hours are the most crowded time of the day. So if you don't like packed gyms, then chances are you probably should not train in the evening. Okay, so I've talked about the morning trainings, afternoon trainings, and the evening trainings. Now, for those of you who cannot train in the evenings, then you should go ahead and train in the mornings or in the afternoons. If you cannot train in the morning, then you should train in the afternoon or in the evenings. Now, I'm not saying that one is superior than the other, but just train in a time where you feel the most comfortable with and where you can stick to the most. So if you're consistent with your training, evening trainings, morning trainings, or afternoon trainings, they don't really matter. So in the end, just stick to a training that you like the most. If you like training in the mornings, then you should just stick with your morning trainings. If you like evening trainings, then you should stick with evening trainings. None is superior than the other, so it really depends on each individual. Personally, I like to train in the mornings because I like to start off my day training, and after training, I do not really want to think about training again. So yeah, I think that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next training session.